Today I want to share with you how to make Switchel. It's an old-fashioned energy drink that's all natural, just requires a few ingredients, and it's so much better for you than any energy drink you can find at the grocery store. Hi sweet friends, I'm Mary and welcome to Mary's Nest, where I teach traditional cooking skills for making nutrient-dense foods like bone broth, sourdough, ferments, and more. So if you enjoy learning about those things, consider subscribing to my channel, and don't forget to click on the little notification bell below. That'll let you know every time I upload a new video. Today I'm going to make a ½ gallon of Switchel, but you can certainly adjust this up or down in any amount that you want and just adjust the ingredients accordingly. Now the ingredients you're going to need are very simple. You're going to need ½ cup of molasses, ¼ cup of raw apple cider vinegar, and a tablespoon of ground ginger, and then just filtered water. Now as to the molasses, I'm just using an organic unsulfured molasses. It's not a blackstrap. You can certainly use blackstrap molasses, but the flavor will be stronger. And the wonderful thing about molasses is it's very high in potassium, as well as calcium and iron. So all good things that you want in an energy drink. And the raw apple cider vinegar just adds a nice little tang to the flavor, but more importantly, because this is raw and contains the mother, it's very rich in probiotics. Now this is my homemade apple cider vinegar. You can certainly use store-bought, but if you do, make sure that you buy the ones that are raw and says with the mother. And if you'd like to learn how to make homemade apple cider vinegar, raw apple cider vinegar, I'll link to the video in the iCards above where I'll show you how to do that, and I'll also link it in the description below. Now for this recipe, I'm using dried powdered ginger here. And the reason for that is this is what's more traditional. This drink was commonly made here in the 18th century and into the 19th century too, I believe, here in the United States. And it was easier for them to have powdered or ground ginger like this as opposed to fresh ginger. But you can certainly add fresh ginger if you want. If you do, as I said, I've got a tablespoon here of the powdered. You'll want to add a couple of tablespoons of chopped, very finely chopped fresh ginger. Now the first thing I like to do when making this is go ahead and put in the dried ginger and just add a little bit of water to start mixing it, because this takes a little bit to dissolve, a little bit of time to dissolve and really mix in well nicely. Then I'm just going to take a little whisk, not a little bit, a little whisk, and just give it a good stir to help get it dissolved. Ginger is great to add to this energy drink, especially if you're hot and you've been working or exercising, whatever the case may be, and you drink this cold. The ginger will help it be most gentle on your stomach, because sometimes when you're hot and overheated and you drink something very cold, it can upset your stomach. And that is exactly the reason why the people in the 1800s and the 1700s put ginger in here, because they would put this down in a well or they would put it in a stream to keep it cold. And when they were out working in the fields or whatever the case may be, and they'd pull it out of the well or out of the stream to drink it, it would be ice cold. And the ginger helped prevent it from upsetting their stomach. Next, I'm going to go ahead and add in the apple cider vinegar, or ¼ cup of raw apple cider vinegar. And then I'm just going to go ahead and put in this molasses. Very sticky, but very tasty. And now all we have to do is top this off with filtered water. When I said it was very easy to make. And now we'll just give this a real good stir to help incorporate the molasses thoroughly into the water. Well, I think that's well incorporated, but I'm just going to put the lid on nice and tight and give it a good shake. Now I've got a nice mug here, a nice glass mug, and you could certainly fill this with ice and then pour the Switchel over the ice, but I'm going to do it the way they did it in the 1700s and the 1800s, and I used cold water to make this, so we'll just pretend we took this out of the cold stream or up from the well, and we'll just give it a pour into here, and we'll see how it tastes. Now we'll give it a taste. Oh, that's delightful. It's got a delightful sweetness from the molasses, but then you get that little bit of kick of the vinegar and the ginger. It's very nice. So next time you need an energy drink, I'd give this a try. It's rich in potassium and calcium and iron, and it's very tasty. You really can't go wrong. And if you'd like to learn more about traditional cooking, be sure to subscribe to my channel, and then click on this video over here where I show you how to make a ginger bug and homemade ginger ale. And I'll see you over there in my Texas Hill Country kitchen. Love and God bless.